Welcome to Homekeepers. You have time to have a cup of tea with me today. I think if you will take the time, you will be greatly rewarded. We have a wonderful program planned for you. But before I get into that detail, I do want to give you a special welcome into Homekeepers. We have a little parlor here with an extra chair. You know, if you could come in and sit down, we would get to know each other a little better. But this will have to do. So if you're a brand new viewer, I hope this won't be the last time you visit us. And of course, you regular ones, we can't tell you how much we love and appreciate you. And I'm going to be talking about one of those wonderful regular viewers when I get over to Stephanie, and we're going to make, it's called Easy Pizzas, mini pizzas, and they're from a viewer. I think you're going to kind of like this. And also, my guest today is Pamela Seefeld. I have met her one time, and she's a pharmacist. And I got to thinking about my life in the past. So, some people that you really need to know on a professional business. I know I've had the same florist, you know, if I need anything with flowers, for as long as I've been here, that's 40 years. And we know each other, you know, and she knows what I like and what I need. Used to have a dry cleaner. We don't use those that much anymore, do we? But I used to have one that I really did know. And there's one branch of my bank here in St. Petersburg that when I walk in, they say, "Hi, Mrs. Rippey." And that's kind of neat, isn't it? And another person you should know, I believe, is your pharmacist. And we're going to learn a whole lot more about that today. I think this is one of the most educational programs that we can give you. So I'm just anxious for you to meet Pamela. But before I do, this guest who sent me this recipe just ignited my memory about a book we offered you before called The Table Experience. I promise you, if I had had this book when I was much younger, I would have done a few things differently. You know, you hear these people all the time say, "I wouldn't change a thing." Well, I would. If I could live my life over, I do a lot of things a lot better than I did. I have no complaints. My children are all serving the Lord. They're doing well, my grandchildren and all that. But when you look back at your own role, you think, I could have done that better. I could have done that better. This book, The Table Experience, will help you do that, and it will open your eyes. So I suggest that anybody get it. You could get it for a granddaughter or a daughter or something. Be very helpful. So if you would like to have that, we'll send it to you for that gift of at least $25. There's a little shipping there. And Debbie Titus, the author, is one of the finest guests I've ever had on this program. And if you use a credit card, call 1-800-229-0059 or write to me at Homekeepers, Post Office Box 6922, Clearwater, Florida 33758, and we will get it out to you. I really, truly, honestly believe it's a life-changing book. When you learn more about the table and what it represents and what it's for, you should have this book. Okay, I've joined Sister Steph. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. I got to read this letter.
Yes.
This is from a regular viewer. Her name is Louise. I want to share this recipe I came up with when my kids were young, 7 kids, and wanted pizza for lunch one day. I couldn't afford to buy enough for all of them, so I searched my pantry and fridge and came up with a quick mini pizza. A couple of weeks ago, my 32-year-old grandson was here at lunchtime and asked if we could have some of my pizzas.
Isn't that sweet?
Now,
I love
this
it.
is the point, that so many relationships are around food. That's what the kids remember.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yes. And that's why this is important. That's why the table is important. So I was glad to oblige. Hope you will think it was a good idea. And this is it. Mm-hmm. This is what she had in her pantry.
And it's so easy, it's so frugal, and you can do so many things with it, which is what I love. You just take English muffins, split them right down the center. Make sure you put them on aluminum foil because there's cheese involved. I'll take that. And then you just take some pizza sauce.
Don't you have an idea that the viewers are way ahead of us on this?
Yeah, you think? I would hope so at this point. Pizza sauce, you can, you know, if you have leftovers.
Here, I'll
you
reach
can,
this and I'll start
yes,
putting these on. Little pepperoni.
If you have leftovers, you have onions, you have bacon. I mean, you can go anywhere with this. You could have, if you have a sleepover with your kids, you could set up a whole pizza bar. They can make their own.
That would be great. Well, I wouldn't get pepperoni myself, but I love a pizza with vegetables on it.
Oh yeah, you could put spinach. You could put feta cheese. You could have a Alfredo white sauce instead of. Yeah, those are.
Have you ever
Brownie out
done a
nice.
pizza with white sauce?
Oh, yeah. My daughter loves that with spinach, and I like pineapple on my pizza, but
Yeah.
that's just me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you really, Rich? Our floor director likes that. That's a little surprising. Do you think he's pulling our leg, or
No,
think he's being sincere?
I think he's being sincere. And then you just take
You
some,
never know.
any kind. This is
Greasy.
mozzarella, but you could do mozzarella, you could do cheddar. You could do so many different options here. How easy is this?
I thank you, Louise, for sending this.
Yeah,
'cause
sweet.
I just, it's so reinforced what we've said about food. It has a far greater dimension than just to stay alive or enjoy it.
So easy.
And it is, now we hope these are done. I don't think they're, but they can see what they look like.
Sure.
It's just now starting to melt, and they're too hot for me to eat. But I have a feeling that our beautiful camera crew will be eating these
I'm sure of it.
before the credits roll.
Yes.
So, anyway, if you can't remember this, the information on the recipe is coming up, and we'll be glad to send it to you. I'm sure that you kind of made a mental note of it. But thanks again, Louise, and what a great idea, and how wonderful that a 32-year-old grandson would
Yes.
want to revisit this. Okay, stay with me and meet my new best friend, Pamela. We'll be right back.
If you would like a copy of today's recipe, please send your request along with a gift of $5 or more to Homekeepers, P.O. Box 6922, Clearwater, Florida 33758.
Okay, Pamela Seefeld is on the pharmacy staff at Meese Hospital, which is very big here in the Tampa Bay area. And I understand, you can correct me on this, and welcome.
Thank you.
That doctors consult you on the interaction of drugs and things that they are
Yes, when I work
contemplating giving to
correct. When I work as a
patient.
hospital pharmacist, they call for drug interactions. The computers also alert them to that. And then I also have my own pharmacy, which does homeopathic pharmacy, and that's on Fort Harrison, and it's botanical resource. And basically, I can look for alternatives. And so there are physicians in the area that send patients there if they're not doing well with their medication regimens and want some alternatives, because I know both very well, and I do a lot of animal homeopathy for dogs and cats as well.
Oh, my word.
Yeah.
Okay, we've had, we kind of got a regular doctor on here, and you know Deborah Ray.
Very well.
She's the one who told me about you.
She's great.
And so we've kind of educated our viewers, and we have offered them things that really helpful, like CellQuest and Dr. Young's Power Shake and so forth. There's great
Excellent.
testimonies from that.
Great.
And I've talked about the danger of some drugs, and especially the interaction, and Deborah Ray has really educated us. So I want to give the audience just the chain of command, or the pecking order, whatever you consider. So
Yes.
correct me on this. We have the pharmaceuticals here who are huge.
Right.
And they bring their newest, best product, along with research, over to the doctor.
Correct.
And then the doctor prescribes it for us if they think it would work. Is that the general
Right. They
idea?
have people that are salesmen, but they're called like detail people. They're a drug representative, and they go to the doctor's office, and their responsibility is to take a laptop there with educational materials, printable materials as well, and talk to them about the advocacy of using their medicine versus another medicine, and what the new data shows how it can help patients.
Okay, now isn't it the doctor's responsibility then to check that out as much as he can and find out how, if a patient's taking drug A and then they introduce this new drug B, to see how compatible those two are?
Correct. Well, it's his responsibility, but the drug representative should normally inform them of these things too, because that's part of the prescribing.
So is that a real trustworthy?
Well,
because they're selling something.
Well, it is. I mean, probably there's conflicting data, because it depends on who did the study as far as it looks like how well it versus another therapy. But they usually have pretty good data. The big thing is that the new drugs that come out sometimes they might think there's an improvement over an older drug, but it's a lot more money. It's very much more expensive. And so they hand the doctor samples, and I think the samples tend to be promoted more to hand out the newer medicines versus the older medicines that have been used for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've lived long enough to see this, enough decades, to see this wonder drug come out, and then 10 years down the road, they're pulling it off the market.
Well, that's called post-marketing surveillance. And what I'll tell you what happens with medicines is that they test them. They have their research and development. They come up with this medicine. They test it to see if it has a certain activity. You know, it goes to the rats, it goes to people. And when they have the trial, these are large-scale trials, but they're really not that large. Maybe they have 1,000 people, whatever it is, depending on the size of the group.
That would be a big one?
Correct.
1,000.
And it can even be more sometimes. But what will happen is they look for what the reaction is, how the patient does. But it's a small sample of people. So then when they release it to millions of people, that's when you see whether there's some bad things associated with using the medication. That's what's called post-marketing surveillance. After we market it, after we bring it to the public, we have millions of people taking a medicine, and that's when we start seeing the problems. And then, you know, reports go to the FDA, and then they reevaluate it, and then they decide if they're going to take it off the market. That's the process.
For instance, Deborah Ray has told us there's a big body of evidence that all these statin drugs, which are very, very popular,
Correct.
Right now, and that's your cholesterol-lowering drugs, a big body of evidence that tends to say it creates type 2 diabetes.
It does. Well, this is what it is. It creates type 2 diabetes. It also can cause a problem with memory problems, and I see this a lot. And actually, there's warnings on the statin information, the package insert, which they weren't there previously. I've seen patients that were the computer programmers, people that had high-functioning jobs and needed their memory and were working with numbers, and they were noticing that the memory was lapsing, and they were coughing it up to thinking, okay, they're getting in their 60s, they're getting older, but it's not. When they took the medicine away, they greatly improved. So if you're having memory problems and your doctor says, well, you know, that's part of getting older, and you know, maybe you have pre-Alzheimer's, you really need to look at the diagnosis and make sure that maybe you do take what's called a drug holiday, where they stop the medicine for a month or so and see if it's better and reevaluate. But there are natural things you can use for lowering cholesterol that work really well, like polycosanol and red rice yeast. And maybe you don't need to be on medicine. That's something that you could discuss with myself or a pharmacist or your doctor to see if there's alternatives. The statin medications also can cause severe muscle damage, which is called rhabdomyolysis, and some of that is not reversible. And I have clients of mine that can't even go back and golf. I mean, they were avid golfers. They can't lift their arms up because of the medicine. So there can be some really detrimental side effects. Don't forget about the liver problems that are associated with it too, which can be very severe.
Yeah, I've noticed on all of these advertisements for pharmaceuticals on TV, and the side effects are very low, quiet voice, you know. While visually you're seeing people run on the beach. But the first thing that's always mentioned is the liver, and without question.
Well, you know, the liver problems associated with those medicines and even a lot of other ones are pretty bad. But the problem with liver, let me explain. Like you said, a lot of my clients say, well, I go to the doctor every 3 months and he checks my liver enzymes. So let me explain about that. When your liver enzymes are elevated, okay, and the doctor says, oh, there's a mild elevation in your liver enzymes, we need to cut you back or we need to watch it. What that means is the enzymes are normally inside a cell. They're contained inside the cell called the hepatocyte, which is in the liver. The reason why I'm saying this is that when it dies, the cell dies, it liberates its internal contents into the bloodstream. So when they measure your liver enzymes and they're up, it means that the liver is dying. Cells are breaking open and they're liberating their enzymes. That's why it's bad. That's what's really happening. I think if people realize that, they would not be too happy about it.
That's scary. Is that repairable?
Well, it can be. You have to take the medicine away. There are things you can use from an herbal standpoint that work very well, because I've reversed liver failure in a few people, and actually in cats too. I've done that with 2 cats already.
Do cats have liver problems?
Yes, they have liver problems, and they have kidney problems, which I've dealt with quite well.
Information.
Yes, I love it.
So much more than I've done.
I've done that quite a bit actually. Homeopathy works really well. We carry homeopathy from Germany and France, and these companies, they're actually prescription over here.
There are a lot different viewpoints and so forth in Europe, right?
Well, it is. People, even the royal family in England, they have a homeopathic doctor. They don't go to an allopathic doctor like the regular physicians. Homeopathy is well accepted in Europe.
Yeah, I want to get back to the statins, because they're kind of the number one. What is it with Americans that we just want a pill? Because, of course, I got my medical degree from the Ladies' Home Journal, but
that's okay.
But the cholesterol, which a lot of people think is a myth anyway,
right.
As far as trying to keep it so low, But so much of that could be handled by changing your diet and exercising a little bit. Is that not true?
It is, and what happens, a lot of people will say, well, I have familial hypercholesterolemia, which means their family history. And that can happen for some people. It's not a lot. There's different things you can do, like when your diet's changed, say you're eating a lot of fibrous foods like oatmeal and bran and salads. There's what's called the cholesterol is reabsorbed in part of the small and the large intestine, and it's called enterohepatic recirculation, but it brings it back into the bloodstream. By taking fibrous foods, you can bind it up, and then it doesn't get back. Even like psyllium, like Metamucil, that'll bind some of that up. So you can do those things. The best thing I'll tell you about the big problem with cholesterol, first of all, half the people that have heart attacks, their cholesterol's in the normal range. So that has nothing to do with heart disease. Let me tell you, okay? It has all to do with inflammation. And actually, there's articles, you know, in the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, mainstream media that are talking about this on a regular basis, that if your inflammation is high, if you're sore, if you have arthritis, you need to treat that so you don't end up with cardiovascular disease. That's the big thing. And fish oil is the best way you can do that. Okay, so that's really important. What I'll tell you, too, about the statin medications is that this liver problem, if it goes into failure, sometimes you can't get a transplant, and I've seen some people die. So that's really important to realize that this is something very dangerous. Also, I want to add one thing. If somebody's fasting blood sugar, like their glucose level is high, high sugar turns into cholesterol. So a lot of people come to me and I'll say, your fasting glucose is in the 90s. That says normal range, but what's happening is turning into cholesterol. And as soon as they cut back on all the sugar, it goes away.
Yeah, it's something, but there's something in the American psyche that a pill will take care of it, so.
I think we want fast results. I mean, let's face it, this is a capitalistic society. Everybody's gung-ho about, you know, doing the best they can. And I mean, I'm very enthusiastic with my life, and I just love what I do, and I love helping people. And so I think a lot of people have that spiritual feeling that they want to go and do the best they can. And the pill is just an easy solution, because let's face it, everybody is kind of tossed in many directions every day. We don't really want to take the extra step and say, what do I need to do to change this? You know, maybe you have a sweet tooth and the doctor tells you, you got to cut back on the sugar, you got to cut back on the cookies and the brownies and that sort of stuff, because it's making your cholesterol go high. That might be a solution instead of the drugs, but I think people want easy solutions. Let's face it, we're stressed.
If you just tuned in, I'm talking to Pamela Seefeld, and she's the owner of the Botanical Resource Center in Clearwater, Florida.
Yes.
And we'll put her website up there. We'll just leave it up for the rest of the show if you would like to contact her. Now, you give counsel to, I've heard you paid to talk to doctors.
Yeah.
On interactive drugs. Now, I asked you the first time I met you if doctors in their education are given classes on interaction of drugs. You said no. I called my sister in California who has a son-in-law who is a doctor. I said, ask him if he had any kind of a class on how this drug affects that. He said no. Now, but he is very meticulous to check it out himself. Shouldn't there be a class like that? And I mean, how long does it take you to become a pharmacist?
8 years.
Okay, and a medical doctor about the same.
Yes, exactly. But their focus is on taking symptoms that you'd say, okay, and collectively looking at it and coming up with a diagnosis. That's their job. And then prescribing medicines that go for that. That's what they do all day, right? And then I tell people, if you're going to go to the doctor or the surgeon, you're going to end up with surgery, you're going to end up on medicines. But that's okay. Some people do need this. I'm not against medicines, okay? And that's what's very important. I don't want people to stop their medicine and say medicines are bad. I'm saying that there's alternatives and things you can do. The drug interactions that the doctors don't know about, because I grant review for NIH on drug interactions. And it's just really, it's a lot of information. I think people, they're just focusing on diagnosing the patient correctly, and they're worried about liability. So they need to come up with something when you come there and complain about, you know, pain here. They need to work it up and figure out what it is and put a name on it and then put a medicine to attach to it. I think people are asking for that.
Yeah, and we've made it very clear on this show, and every doctor I've had on said, if you got a problem emergency, the best place to be is an emergency room in America.
Right.
We're not against any of that. We're just saying, don't be a sheep led to this. Ask some questions.
That's why I'm telling you that I have a lot of clients. I'm really busy. I'm very grateful to Jesus of what I do. And people come to me and they're like, you know what, I really want another answer. Can you tell me and look at my blood work and sit down with me and tell me what's going on? Because a lot of people, let me tell you something. I literally realized this a long time ago. You can't be really good at everything, but you can be really good at one thing. So I concentrate on what I'm very good at, and chemistry is my big thing, okay? I can tell you biochemically what's going on with your body and why you're sick. And we can come up with some easy solutions and some homeopathy and move on. That's what people need. They need solutions and answers to what's really going on instead of just medicines to circumvent what's really happening. And I think a lot of my friends that are physicians, they're just burned out and they just don't have the time to have those kind of conversations with people.
Right.
That's really where it's at.
Right, and people shouldn't be so lazy as to not do a little of their own research.
That's exactly right.
There's
Let me tell
plenty
you,
available
health starts
right now.
with yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to take the initiative.
You told me a startling statistic when I talked to you on the phone last time of the average American woman takes how many?
The average American woman takes 5 prescriptions and the average man takes 4.
That, you know, it leaves me speechless.
It's a lot of medication, and what's happening is, I mean, I've been a pharmacist for 22 years, and when I started out, people would be on like 1 or 2 medicines, and granted, we probably have more understandings of heart disease now and cancer, so there's a lot of other medicines that have come out that definitely help patient outcome, no doubt about it. But really what's happening now is that it's become, you go to the doctor, you get a pill. You go to the doctor, you get a pill. And I think even in some of my clients, they think that if they go to the physician, they're expecting a prescription. They're not expecting a thing like, drink a gallon of water a day, take vitamin C, go walk 10, 5
get
miles
off
a
the
day.
couch.
Right. They don't want to hear that, and I understand that. But we live in America. We live in the best country in the world, and you just really need to take the initiative. And I'm not saying you have to go walk miles. You know, just walk around the block, do some extra housework, look to see if there's a gym that offers a free membership for a week. Once you start at that, it's the first step that's the hardest. But doing little things that put healthier health is so important. And homeopathy is just a key to make your health even better.
Okay, I want to ask you something that's kind of close to my heart, and that's somebody I love a whole lot who has Parkinson's.
Yes.
And I don't even know what they are, but he's on several medications and all. It's not obvious, you know, that any of them have really made a big difference. He seems to be in decline.
Yes.
So what is kind of the first thing that a really good doctor does when they diagnose Parkinson's?
Well, when the person comes in and maybe they're having a shift in their gait or some other things going on, they'll work it up. They'll do some scans, some CT scans and some MRIs, and they'll look to see if they have certain classic symptoms, okay? And then they'll start prescribing, which usually they prescribe what's called Cinemet, which is carbidopa, levodopa, and it changes the dopamine ratios in the brain. The problem with that is that those medicines really have limited effects. The prognosis for Parkinson's is not very good, and they just don't understand the disease process well enough to treat it well. What I tell people, because I see Parkinson's patients, okay, the reason why the Parkinson's started, and the reason why a lot of these diseases start, genes in the body that you've inherited turn on from chemicals that you take in your food, in the air, in the water. I have people say, I eat macrobiotic, I work out every day. I'm like, I really don't care. You live by the golf course. There's a lot of pesticides. So even if your diet and your life is pretty clean, you're still getting a lot of these things. And your body handles these things differently. Each person's different. Their liver can metabolize certain things, but there is a net amount that stays in the fat in the body, and it transitions in and out. Why I'm getting to this is that I use something called homeopathic detox, and it pulls out the chemicals. I've been doing it 14 years, and I put a lot of my clients on it. You can search it on the web. You can probably get it even, you know, from the company, from Heal. It's H-E-E-L. But if you pull the chemicals out, he would not have had Parkinson's to begin with.
Yeah, and maybe somebody lived right on the golf course and didn't get it, and maybe somebody walked on it once and got it.
That's exactly, because everybody's liver functions different. The enzymes in the liver this is what they're there for. The enzymes in the liver take a chemical that's fat soluble, okay? So when you spray something with pesticides, you know how it kills the bugs? It goes into their central nervous system, and they basically like have a seizure, okay? You don't see them blowing up, okay? That's how these drugs, these pesticides and herbicides work. They kill them in the central nervous system. That's why you see them laying upside down, okay? They're not blown up. That's not how it works. But we get those chemicals into our body through food, through people spraying in restaurants, whatever, you know, the grocery store, whatever it is. So our body handles things differently.
Yeah.
If your liver is downregulated and it doesn't change this chemical into water soluble, which leaves in the urine, if that doesn't happen, a lot of people, it's not working well. You have all these chemicals, and then you're going to get cancer, you're going to get Parkinson's, you're going to get Alzheimer's, you're going to get all these bad diseases. It's the chemicals that are causing the problem.
That first one you mentioned, that's supposed to create dopamine.
Yes.
Does it do that?
Well, it works in the dopamine balance. Yes, Cinemet's been used for a long time. Let me tell you what it'll do. It'll starve off some of the symptoms for a period of time. Normally when I have an Alzheimer's patient, I tell them, we're going to get out the chemicals that caused the problem in the first place. They're still in your body. We got to get that out. And then we use a combination of homeopathy that repairs the nerves, and then we use other things that have good penetration into the brain, because where this problem is residing in the brain.
Right.
So we need to pull the chemicals, and let me tell you, fat-soluble chemicals that we come in contact, they have high affinity for the brain because the brain is made of fat.
Right.
So you have to pull them out of the brain.
So it'll pull them out of the brain?
Yes, yes, it penetrates the central nervous system.
Okay.
Yes.
Like I said at the top of the program, that it's a good idea to know your pharmacist, and get acquainted with them. And you go to that person every single time.
Correct.
And so your doctor gives you a prescription, and you go in. So the pharmacist already knows what you're taking.
Correct.
But just ask them some questions, and don't just blindly accept everything.
Right. And let me tell you, when they bring the little form out and they say, do you have any questions for the pharmacist, and you sign, that basically signs away that you supposedly understand everything. So you have the right legally to say to the pharmacist, I don't understand what's going on with these medicines. I'd like to have counsel, please. And they have to come from behind the counter and tell you this. They have to tell you everything about the medicine and answer all your questions. Legally, they have to do that. And so when you sign, most people just think they're signing. They don't understand that when you're signing, you're saying you know all of it, and basically the liability is gone.
We're going to run out of time here, but I want to bring up one more thing that's so common. That's antibiotics.
Yes.
My husband, when he was a kid, had a friend, we're going to run out of time, who had, his dad was a doctor.
Yes.
And he said if you get kind of sick, he said you load the kid up with water, you roll him up in a blanket and let him sweat, 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 and if that doesn't take care of it, then you need to go to the hospital.
I do that all the time.
Do
when
you?
I'm feeling run down. Yeah,
Rather
exactly.
than an antibiotic?
Yeah, because what happens when you sweat and you have a fever, it kills the bacteria in the bloodstream, especially just little bacteria, actually, that little parts of it that get into the brain, it kills them. And
The
it stops
fever
the
has
fever.
a purpose.
The fever has a purpose. The fever is there, and it sounds crazy, to kill what's called pyrogens in the brain, parts of the bacteria that die in the bloodstream, that go into the brain, and that cause the fever. And the fever is to get that out of the body. There's a process for it.
To be continued.
This is great.
Thanks so much. And listen, I'm going to have Pamela come back. So if you want to write to us and mention a drug, I'll have her address it, okay? And please join me next time. Remembering, there's no higher calling than that of a homekeeper. God bless you.
If you would like a video copy of today's Homekeepers program for just $19.95, call 1-800-229-0059 for credit card orders, or send a gift of at least $19.95 to Homekeepers, P.O. Box 6922, Clearwater, Florida 33758. Be sure to note the program number which appears on your screen.
Are you looking for a common sense approach to better health?
I'm Dr. Richard Becker, and this is my wife, Cindy.
Watch Your Health weekdays here on CTN Christian Television Network.
Your Health features daily health news, holistic health experts, insight into dietary supplements, and on-air answers to your health calls.
And join me in the kitchen as we make healthy foods to restore your health and vitality.
That's weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, right here on CTN.
My name is Joanne Bunson. For years, I would read the Bible, and I would always have questions. I would want to know, why did they do that? And then when I got an answer, I'd want to know, well, what does that mean to me? And how will it affect my life and my relationships? Well, I'm privileged every day to teach for a half hour on this network in a program called Digging In. And what I found is exactly what I'm going to be sharing with all of you who have those same kinds of questions.
In our nutrition tip, we talked about some stuff that was really cool.
Oh, burning. Burning.
Because it's a heart, we can like run and like on the beach. or not. Oh, my thighs got too heavy when I hit the mat.
So get plenty of salmon.
Oh, can we start again? My mic just fell down my pants.
God's love, elevating, energizing,